Hi there. Today I want to show you a few ways to use Google Calendar for planning at Mercy High School. So here are our objectives for the day. First, I want to show you a little bit about how to view Google Calendar, and we'll look at how to access it, how to view it in different modes, how to change your view, and then how to view all day events or times for events. We'll also look at how you can add your own events, so a quick add function and then just a regular add and edit function. We're going to look at how to add calendars, so you could create your own calendars or you could add other people's calendars. We'll talk a little bit about naming conventions and I'll show you how to use search. So let's go back to my calendar now and I'll show you a little bit about the different ways to view Google Calendar. So if you look at the top here, there's a day, week, month, 5-day, and agenda function for your Google Calendar. So I generally keep mine in the week mode, but you can also take a look at the month mode and take a look at all the things that you have coming up. So for instance, on the 10th, which was yesterday, there are 13 events listed, and you can see which of those events are coming up. So again, for today, 15 events listed, and I can see which things are coming up. My calendar is in blue, and the school calendar is in green. So you can see those as well. We recently changed the name of the Mercy High School calendar because it seemed a little bit confusing for people. So I'm going to reload this and we should see that it now comes in as the Mercy School calendar. So that's in green. It might be a different color on your screen. You can just edit that and change it really easily. I can also remove it from my calendar if I want a cleaner look. So let's go back to the week view and we can see what I have going on here in blue, and then you can also see the Mercy School calendar events that are in green. If I want a cleaner view, I can just remove those and see only what I have to do. I generally keep both of those up. I also take a look at the Mercy Rooms calendar. So let's look at that. When we look at our week, we can see what events are happening all day. So across here, all day events. And then when you look at this view down here, these are just sort of the hour by hour events. So if we look at the day to day, these are the items that I have for today, and you can see what items we have that are all school items. So those are the ways that you can change your view from day to week to month to 5 days. When you want to when you want to create new events, you can do a quick add. So you can go to just the create button right here in the drop down and do a quick add. And this actually has a natural language function. So if I wanted to type in meeting with Karen at 10 a.m. Thursday, it's going to automatically add that. So let's look at my week, and now it has a meeting with Karen at 10 a.m. On Thursday. Another way to add events is to just click on the time. So if I wanted to click on the time right here, I have a flight tomorrow I'm not going to Las Vegas, I'm actually going to Detroit, but it stops in Vegas. I probably need to leave for the airport by 8 a.m. So I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to go to edit event, and I'm going to say leave for airport, where SFO, and it'll even come up and put that in there for me. Do I want to add guests? Probably not, but Karen and Angie are going with me. If I wanted to add them, just as a reminder, I would start typing their email addresses in. I can add Karen that way, add Angie this way, and then I would just go to save. Now when I hit save, it's going to give me an option to invite them or not. I don't want to send them invitations because we're not driving to the airport together and they don't need to go with me. So I'm going to hit not send, but it appears there. If I want to change the times for this, I can drag it, right? I'm not going to send again to them. And if I want to cancel the event, I can go to delete, and I'm going to delete without updating them because again, this is just an example. So those are two separate ways to add events, either from the quick add function here or just clicking on the event itself. If you have an all-day event, so for instance, if you're going to be out, you can see that Carol Cook is leaving on vacation. So we have that added. I'm going to add here Lauren out at MSEC, and then that creates an all-day right there that is on my calendar just itself. Now, if I want to add things to the Mercy High School calendar, I'm going to make sure that that's showing up. I can click right here and I can change the calendar. So here are the calendars that I have editing rights to, and there's a few others that I do. But if you wanted to change something on a calendar, you could go to one of these. For instance, if you wanted to add something for a Rooms event. So if I want to add something to a Mercy Rooms calendar, I could do that. I could also go to Edit Event. I can enter a location and where we want to have something happen. I'm going to discard that because we don't need to do that. Another great function for the Google Calendars is adding a calendar that you want to see if what somebody else is doing. So for instance, I often meet with Michelle McMillan. So if I wanted to see what she was doing, I've already added her. I can just go down and kind of click on her calendar and see if I have any time to meet with her today. Hers is going to appear in purple just because that's what color I made her on my calendar. She probably doesn't have the same calendar for hers. If I click here, I'm going to start viewing Michelle's calendar. She's really busy, so we wouldn't have time to meet today. And then I can unclick that to clean that up again. Now, if there's somebody that you have not added yet, so for instance, me, everybody at Mercy High School has access to my calendar. You won't be able to view it the way that it's viewed right now. This is my view. There's nothing private on it right now. It's not a secret that I met with Carolyn Sullivan the other day or that I observed George yesterday. But sometimes I do have things that are private, so I don't have it open to everybody. I have things a little bit coded, but what you'll see is that it generally comes up as busy for me. So if you want to add my calendar, just type in my email address and you can click on that there. And when you click on that, you will have automatic access to my calendar and it will appear under other calendars. And again, if you don't want to view my calendar at the same time, you just click on and off. So like I'm doing with my weather calendar right now, on and off. You can also edit your notifications. So for instance, the Mercy School Calendar is our official school calendar. Like I said, we changed that from the Tri-School Calendar because the naming convention was a little bit confusing. But if you want to get an automatic notification each day of what's happening at Mercy High School, you can do that. So you can click on this down arrow right here. You can say edit notifications. It's going to take you into the calendar details and you can click on daily agenda, getting an email with the daily agenda. And that's what I do. I want to see what's happening each morning. First thing when I wake up, it gets sent at 5 a.m. And then I can do that. So you'd hit save. That's really helpful. Another thing that you can do is you can just choose to display other calendars on and off. So if I wanted to add tasks, you could display that, but these are the ones that I own. You can add a calendar, create your own if you want to create one for your Algebra 1 class, your English AP class, something like that. You can create a new calendar and you can also change the settings for how they're viewed. The final two items that I wanted to show you were some naming conventions that can be really helpful. So if you have the same naming conventions, you'll sort of always understand what's happening in your calendar, someone else's calendar. So for instance, when I have just a check-in with somebody, which means I'm just going to stop by their office and see how things are going. If I just have a couple items, I don't want to have a sit-down formal meeting with an agenda. That's how I'll write that. If I have a formal meeting with someone where I'm planning something that's coming up, I'll often say meet with so-and-so. Or if it's an official meeting with a group of people, something like counseling meeting. I will also have just academic council listed on here. Again, if I want to see what's happening with the academic council agenda, you can see up here, if you click on that, you can see where it's happening. So the billiards room in the mansion. Actually, I need to change that to the bride's room. We changed that today. I can do that pretty easily. I can also see who said that they're going to attend. So these are the people who are invited. These are the people who said they're attending. They can also invite others. I can change the event color if I want to. I can also add an attachment. Sometimes I'll add my agenda for that meeting. In this case, Academic Council had it emailed to them yesterday, so I don't need to do that. I'm going to click Save here. And I changed something in this to say the bride's room from the billiards room. So I'm actually going to say that I want this to happen only for this event, just for today. I am going to send an update to those guests to let them know that it's in the bride's room. And we're all set with that. The last thing that I wanted to show you was how to use a search. So when you're searching for something, you might want to search for meetings or for events that are coming up. In this case, you just type anything that you want to, any search into that section. Say I want to see what's happening with NHS. I'll click search and you can see anything that's happened with NHS for me in the past or coming up. I can also click on the little plus button to see what else is on here. So for instance, Janet created this meeting with me and Ryan to talk about NHS in April. We did it in my office. It said I was going. I could delete or edit the event now even if I wanted to. So going back to my normal calendar view, again, the most important calendars for you will be your calendar and the Mercy School calendar because that's the one that tells you what's happening in school every day, whether it's an A day, if it's a B day, if we're off, if it's a shadow day. just to see what's happening. If it's college visit week, anything that's going on, you can see that the events that are happening during collaboration that are already scheduled out, and you can also see any bigger events that are happening after school. So that's the most important calendar for you. Make sure that you add that if you don't have it added. If you have any other questions, please let me know. I have plans to do a little Google Calendar lunch and learn next week on the 11th and I'm sorry, on the 20th. So we can do additional, take an additional look at Google Calendar then as well. Thanks for watching.